Arm yourselves, America. This is Defenders Live.
Hey, here comes the danger up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gonna stop. We gonna turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing, hey, tell 'em turn it out till they can't no more. Let's get this thing shaking like a disco ball. This is your last one and I'm gonna see go. I am not
Yes!
Good morning.
It is a Monday. It is a Monday morning, and Brandon is gone.
Everyone's like, what the hell is this?
Rocky with an eye. Double duty Monday. Yes! And you get a bell for that one.
She said duty.
Ah! Ha! Ah! By the way, I love that open. I love that open. Whiskey
what?
Six is a wonderful person, and he
sorry.
did amazing on that voiceover work. Love it.
It does fit quite well. Does suit us. Suit us. Good morning,
does.
everybody. Happy Monday.
Oh,
We are not Brandon Morse. This is not the Morse Code.
he is not the brown guy.
Yeah. So the reason we were filled in is because I cannot think of another host on Mojo that will still be able to produce the beard similar to the magnificence that is Brandon Morse.
And that's kind of how it happens. You know, Brandon's
is-
out. He's got the beard. I'm,
I can't run
sound
the
okay.
equipment, so here we are. It's
and it just kind of works. It just kind of works. It is what it is, right? That's just how this goes. By the way, guys, first to let you know about Ministalgia, you guys heard about him the entire show on Mojo 50, at least the last hour there. Obviously, they have cabin fever. She's at Mojo.
yes.
They're
She's
at
like, yes,
Mojo.
warmer temperatures and sunshine.
Oh, it's so great. But no, go check them out. MojoWildRice.com. MojoWildRice.com. Use the promo code SPRING10. You can get 10% off their entire website. And that means that you can get 10% off of all of their things, like their pepper jellies, their pepper jams, their beer jellies, their whipped honeys, and all their other awesome products. It's fat-free, cholesterol-free, sodium, gluten, high protein, sodium and gluten-free. It's high protein and zinc and potassium and trace minerals and all the things that your body needs. Go check them out. Over at MojoWildRice.com, use a promo code SPRING10. SPRING10. It's amazing.
10.
Yes.
It's awesome. Yay! So since we get to be in the mornings now, that means we actually have to do regular stuff.
Yeah, so we're cutting
Regular
we're cutting
stuff.
Matt Locke off at the knees.
Yeah, we are.
We are.
Well,
sort of.
which is hard because he's already a tall man anyway.
Well, yeah, he's really tall, which makes it really easy for me because I'm short.
It's
Makes it so simple.
isolate that audio.
It's so simple.
Oh, so we're gonna start off. Trump.
Trump.
President. Trump.
Trump.
Sorry, we don't talk Trump. Trump begins post-Mueller reset by attacking Dems.
Why?
I don't know. Personally, because I think he's just a petulant little child, but
Sometimes he can be. Yes.
in this instance, I think it's fitting. He sat there the entire time this investigation was going on, and he's denied it, and it's a big nothing burger, and blah 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 blah. And now that it's out, and it appears that is exactly the case, that it is a giant, in fact, nothing burger,
and then blah 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 blah
and
blah
then
blah
blah blah with on the side. Instead of just kind of making a small little victory lap of "Ha, I told you so," he's taken the extra step of going to be what I would deem a giant douche.
Yes.
Of not just letting it alone, but going out and openly attacking the other side now, because we all know that helps things.
Sure.
Doesn't it? I mean, it does.
That helps. People
Rubbing salt on the wound helps.
Oh yes, that is an amazing thing. Salt is an exfoliant. And,
it is. It does. Removes dead
help.
skin.
Yes, it'll help remove dead skin. It'll also hurt like hell.
Yeah, just a teensy-weensy little bit. It doesn't help with the healing process at all. But then again, we're in a anti-healing nation and in anti-healing time right now.
It is. It's a very anti-healing time. But I will agree to some things. Is Trump awesome, as Jeremy Hansen puts it? You know, this is where we diverge a little bit.
Well,
because he wants to, yes. Because he wants to, yes. I understand that.
Yes.
Is he awesome?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you keep using that word, and I don't think it means what you think it means.
Awesome. Yeah.
And awesome, like.
We are the knights who say.
Not quite the word I would use, but
when he is great, we give him his due.
Yes.
But
yes,
when he's doing something stupid, we're going to point it out as well. That's how we are.
Stupid. And I personally think it's stupid. Just because of the fact that we're supposed to be adults. Okay? I know that a lot of people hate politics. A lot of people hate the government. And it's not because of the policies, which is where it should be. They're tired of this kind of stuff. I'm in front, now I'm going to throw mud in your face. Oh, look, now it's your turn to throw mud in my face. And by the time it's all said and done, everybody's coated in crap. Yeah, and nobody's actually gotten anything done. And that's kind of where we're at. And there are people getting stuff done.
There are many people getting things done. Right. And here's the thing. As far as a massive distraction, this is perfect.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
And I'm not saying the man does not deserve some form of a victory lap. I would be like, haha, in your face, dude.
Yeah. So basically what you're saying is he's doing exactly what most people would do.
Yes.
Right. In this situation, he's not being presidential. He's being Trump the man.
Yes, which is completely fine. But you have to. There's a point. It's not just the presidency, because I sometimes hate people that do there's a separation of the office of presidency.
Not really.
No, I think that how most people would say that the president of the United States should act, that little stigma that everyone throws out there, should be applied to whether you're the president of the United States or whether you are the floor sweeper at a McDonald's. You know what I mean? Like there's a way that you conduct yourself. There's a way you show respect. And again, he was right. It was a nothing burger. You turn around and you go, haha, you guys were wrong. You wasted all of that time. How do you feel now? And then you walk away and start something else.
And it's done.
And
but here's the thing.
Let's stand.
If this is the case, if that's the case and that's what happens, perfect. He did nothing wrong. He shoved it back in their face because they spent 2.5 years chasing their tails to get this done.
Money.
And yeah, I got it. You know what? You deserve the victory lap.
You do.
You deserve
Absolutely.
You deserve to be able to shove it right back in their face. Okay. Now, after today, is this going to continue, Mr. President?
Yeah, just
if not, cool. We're good. We're fine.
Yeah.
Take your victory. Awesome. And then take your next step. Say, now that we've gotten this behind us, let's do some business.
Yeah, let's look out, because I saw an article yesterday. Apparently, they're trying to say that there are – actually, it was a Fox poll I saw that the Fox presidential poll was for 2020 is trying to say that the two front runners for the Democrats is Biden and Bernie, and both of them could beat Trump. And I'm like, this is Fox? Really?
Right. Well, yeah, that's Fox. That's Fox. Well, see, here's the thing. Now that Murdoch is out of the way.
This is true.
Murdoch's
you're right.
gone.
I forgot about that.
Okay.
You're right.
So
you're right.
You take out Murdoch, you take out the other things, and then you just get this. Because the way that Fox News was going, they were trying to be mainstream while staying on the right. Now they're just trying to be mainstream.
No, that's true. I don't know. The whole thing just is stupid. It was so stupid when I saw it. I was like, really? That's
and I hope that nobody gets confused. We're not saying we should, back off the clowns.
Oh no, absolutely
and
not.
I want to clarify, because the tweet just came in. No, we're not saying back off of them. We're saying take your victory lap.
Absolutely.
And then after you take your victory lap, go back to business.
Yes, and
don't take this and make it a conversation for the next 6 months.
Yeah, don't beat it. Don't beat a dead horse, because the other side has been doing it for 2 years.
Rachel Maddow.
Yes. Oh, that's upset.
Beating a dead horse. It's terrible. It's bad.
It is.
No good, very
Tragic.
bad days, Al Gore. You should never beat a dead horse. Sarah Jessica Parker. Just Continuing on here.
Oh, Wilbur. Okay.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and the beating of a dead horse. I just wanted to make sure that we clarified. We're good. We're fine. I'm glad that he wins. I'm glad that he got it. Exactly. Just Peachy's got it. Take the lap and then go back to work. That's all we got to do.
Oh,
That's all we got to do. Once we get there, we're good. We're fine.
Much.
And speaking of getting back to work, before we get to the next story, let's talk about Tar River Arms.
Yeah, let's talk about Tar River Arms. I love Tar River.
You see,
Tar River Arms.
Tar River Arms is America's first virtual gun store. They're making it easy and more comfortable than ever to purchase your firearms online, Dylan. Did you know that?
Fancy that. I did know that. I was aware of that when you mentioned it to me yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday or the day before, the day before
and the
that.
day before that.
See, they modernized the online firearm sales to accommodate the online generation. Not only that, but if you like brick and mortar stores, coming June, they're going to have one.
Yeah, they are. And guess
in
who's
Wake
going to be
Forest.
there?
We're going to be there.
We're going to be there.
As soon as they open, we're definitely going to be there.
Actually, to sidebar, there's a couple of jackholes I was talking to over the weekend who actually are talking about showing up for that too.
Exactly. We're going to make sure that we keep up with it. But anyway, they have weekly specials. They eliminate your shipping and brokerage fees. They've got great guns at great prices. They're veteran-owned and operated. And they have layaway and consignment options available to you. Go to traguns.com. traguns.com. And since we're on Brandon's show, tell him Brandon sent you over at Mojo 50. And, you might get something out of it. Might get a little discount. Might get a little bump. You never know. traguns.com. Let them know that Brandon sent you.
Indeed.
So speaking of getting back to work. Dylan.
Put this off on me and get back to work.
I'm putting this on you.
So
take it and go.
I saw this article from the Post, from the New York Post. And it makes me giggle just a tad. It's an opinion poll, which you could tell that off the gate. The title goes, quote, "Cutting welfare to illegal aliens would pay for Trump's wall."
Okay.
This was put out on March 10th of last year, but still, it makes me giggle.
Yes.
Because he goes into Mexico wouldn't have to pay for the wall because they're not going to anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But basically goes into this stretch of where there's a recent finding in studies that shows that $18 billion wall, which is obviously gone up higher than that, plans to build in the southern wall would pay for itself by curbing the portion that not only goes to crimes and everything else, but just blocking off everything as far as I just had the word. Sorry.
Come on. Let it out.
Welfare. That's
there
it.
You go.
All these government programs. Sorry, my APR coffee is not hitting as hard as I wanted to. Yeah. It's cold.
See, that's the problem.
It is. I meant to make a warm one, but anyway, So the reason I bringing it up and I liked it is because of the fact why are we paying illegals welfare of any kind in the first place?
I don't know. That's a great question.
That's what I want to know. Because if you're illegal, and maybe I'm not illegal, so I have no idea this process, but if you're illegal and you're known to be illegal, then how are you applying for this stuff? Because I'm sure that anything that I know I have to fill out as a citizen, and this goes down to even something like, Netflix, you have to enter your name.
Yep. Your address.
Your address, that's right.
Your phone numbers, your contact information, your social security number. You have to find all these things that you have to have.
Yeah, there's all these little things, and depending on what you're going for, they want to know stuff. Usually if you pay them, they don't want to know as much information, but usually if you're getting paid, they want your information, and a lot of it. Bank account information, driver's license numbers, how many people are living in your home, almost down to what color underwear do you wear and what size, bed sheets do you have on your bed, that kind of thing, the thread count.
Yes.
So,
which, by the way, the thread count is a lie. You know that, right?
It is a lie.
Thread count is a total lie. That's just a way of selling your crap.
I know.
And making it more expensive. That's it.
It just sounds good. It's like octane. It's and gas.
This is 1,000 thread count. No, 7,000 thread count. What does that matter? It
I have
doesn't.
a 7 billion thread count.
Is it soft? No. It actually feels like rough sandpaper on your ass, but it's 70,000 thread count.
It's pure Egyptian silk,
Right.
woven by the hands of little orphan children.
Yeah. And
That's
it
about-
came out of the silk string of wet? Of what?
It may or may not have been strung together by, hemp. I don't know. Who knows? It could be
I don't know. Who?
alpaca hair.
Yeah, and so you guys are actually hitting it up, and you're doing great because over here on the Twitters, you're coming out with things like the Mojo Jedi saying you're illegal until you're legal. True.
Wait, what?
You're illegal until you're legal. He also said when you read the news and giggle, it must be Bravo Sierra.
Yes.
Yes.
Now I will. And if you read into this article a little bit further, I mean, he goes, and again, it's a little bit older. This is when prices were less and yada yada yada. But if you go into it, I mean, just the title is enough alone. I'm sure makes a lot of sense. If you cut welfare programs to illegal aliens, you could pay for anything.
Yeah, I know. Dark Phoenix over on the Twitter says, "Dang, need to get with the program. Also, we need to send the illegals to their respective embassies and make them take care of them." What?
Look at you with that common sense
Logic.
over there.
What's
That's
wrong with you with your
awesome.
logic?
You and your logics.
What? So
Someone's
wrong.
getting a raise. Oh,
No, just a retweet.
just a retweet for sure. But I just, it blew my mind when I read that though about how that we're actually, they openly admit to it that we're paying all these people, and then I just started wondering how do you get this stuff? Because I know that there was a low point in my life where I attempted to get government funding. It was food stamps many moons ago. I was completely unemployed. I was getting $200 a week in unemployment.
Really? Completely
yeah.
unemployed and only getting $200 a week.
I was single though.
Bet that
Single
was fun.
with no kids.
Single no kids. That
Single,
was a long
no kids.
time ago.
Single, no kids.
Got it.
So but I like worked my tail off for years. Single, unemployed, and I was getting $200 a week. I was working with my landlord, like physically working for him to help pay off my rent, and that paid for. I had the internet so I could look for work. I paid for a Netflix subscription because at the time it was like $8 or $7. I paid for my cell phone, and I paid for obviously insurance and gas in the truck. By the time it was all said and done, I had like $40 a week to go and buy groceries on. And so I went to, like any normal person, you need it. I went for food stamps, and I got done. And I filled out these. I now know it was almost like filling out a mortgage. It was like that. And then I got done, and I waited what felt like an eternity, and it came back and goes, well, you've been approved. Congratulations. Here's your card. $16 a month.
Really?
Just a measly $16 a month.
Yes.
For food. And I said, I called the lady. I said,
Welcome back to America. $16.
I said, excuse me, ma'am. I said, is this accurate? And she said, why, yes. And I said, well, how am I supposed to buy groceries? And she goes, well, it's only supposed to supplement what you don't have.
It's like I have zero.
I said, ma'am, I'm spending $20 on the $5 pack of macaroni and cheese, a gallon of milk, and a box of cereal. Like, that's my food for the week. Oh, and a can of tuna.
Oh, tuna.
Like, yeah, you
tuna.
Gotta keep that protein, man. I'm like that, but that's it. That's my food basis for a week. And well, it's not supposed to pay for it. Well, excuse me, but then how are these illegals doing it then? Are all these people? And I know the running joke for illegals. A lot of illegals are all sharing the same residency. Yeah. So I'm wondering is if they're sharing the same residency, are all of them getting like $16 too, and they just collectively pool it?
No, what they're doing is they're sharing the same residency, and they're counting everybody else in that residency as a dependent. And since they're all doing it, and they're all counting them all as dependents, and they're all illegal, and nobody can actually count them.
Yeah. No, and I know that, but if
that's what they're doing, and that's just how it is.
I know that. I was tongue in cheek. I was being facetious. It's irritating though that we shouldn't have these government issues, these things in the first place. I guarantee you that if you got rid of forget just the welfare to the illegals, I guarantee you if you cut most of the welfare going to American citizens, and I'm not not a completely heartless bastard, but
right,
it's not the government's responsibility to take care of each other. It's our responsibility.
Yeah, it's our responsibility. And I mean, just like Nicole said earlier, you know, private companies don't care your status, but the government services do.
Yeah.
I don't want people to starve, but isn't it what the community organizations and churches are for? Yes.
That's exactly
what churches
Matter
and
of
community
fact,
organizations are
it's
for.
commissioned in the Bible that's what the church is supposed to do, is to help take care of widows and orphans.
Now, here's the thing. It's not just what you're supposed to do, but a church organization is supposed to be there as a community helper.
Yep.
That's not their mission, but it is one of the duties.
Yeah. Duty. You said duty.
I did.
I like the duties.
But here's the thing. So once again, what they're saying with this entire deal, I know we went off a tangent with that, but what they're saying is if you cut welfare to illegals, you can pay for the wall. That is true.
Yep. Absolutely.
And they're talking about $18 billion. But all we need is $3.1 billion if we give it to that one guy with that one company that you guys heard about, the gravel and sand guy that you guys heard on Mojo a couple last week.
Yeah, which is smart, which is what normal people do in their homes. You budget. You go the cheapest, most efficient route in your home. You don't just turn around and go, oh, well, this thing costs this much, so I'm just going to pay it and go willy-nilly. Yeah. You go in and you save your money, and you're smart about it because you have other things that you're trying to do. And I just wish to God that the government would do that.
And so here's the problem. Here's the situation, right? If you go over to the MeWe's, Sue over there told us that she owns her home and her ex never paid child support. She's disabled and raises her daughter alone. With her and her daughter together, she could only qualify for $16 a month.
What?
For food. Yeah, so she just said keep it, and she's just doing what she has to do to kind of live off. So she was looking for a little help, a little helping hand. But there you go. The government is here's the thing. Government welfare was not a thing.
Yep.
It was not supposed to ever be a thing.
Thank you.
The government was never meant to sit there and hand you money, hand you food, and hand you stuff. That was meant for the community organizations, for the churches, for the businesses. You are supposed to, as a person, give to those who are in need, either through your church, through a helping hand, through your time, giving up your time and things like that. If you aren't doing that and you're letting the government do your job for you, that is not charity. That is not part of what you're supposed to do. Nope. The reason why our government was set up the way it was not so it can give out charity to everybody, was so that a person can be reliant on themselves and the people around them.
Yep. That's why it was called a community.
Right. And the libertarian mindset is very simple. Government, stop taking our money. We will use it to be good people. If the government stops taking our money, we could use it to be good people. But since we have to give our money to the government, we don't have the money to give to the people that are in actual need.
This is true. Sorry, I'm giggling over here.
Yeah, you are.
On the Twitters, Lori F&D.
Lori,
if you go back on your welfare diet at Dylan Louse, you may look better in those tights. Hashtag just saying.
You're welcome.
You're absolutely right.
It's true.
Absolutely right.
True. One packet of salmon, some cereal, and
I couldn't afford salmon. It was tuna.
Tuna. One packet of tuna.
Tuna. And actually, if you got it right, if you got the dented cans where it was like 50 cents a piece.
Yes.
And you turn around and I'd have like 2 or 3 of them jokers, and then you put that inside the mac and cheese.
Oh.
So you get the protein with the little bit of the carbs.
Love that
Chase
protein.
that with a half a gallon of water.
Yes. And then maybe a slice of breadcrumb. A slice of breadcrumb. A slice of breadcrumb. So you take your breadcrumbs that you had from 5 weeks ago that are all like crusty, and you cut a little chunk off.
You save the bags and just kind of keep pouring them together until you get one big bag.
Yeah, you get a big bag of bread crust and just cut a little sliver. It'd be good.
Crust it across the top of the mac and cheese.
Yes.
Give it a little crunch. This has been Spoonie 2. Oh.
All right, we'll be right back right after this. Oh, gosh. Twitter is exploding right now. That's a good time.
I know.
Stale
I
bread
know.
croutons. That's right, Rocky. Stale bread croutons. That's the
Yes.
deal. Pack a cup of ramen and buy some fresh veggies. Actually, that is a good idea. If you do like the ramen thing and you actually get fresh vegetables with it, you can pretty much make something remotely good for you. It'll be still way too much salt, but it'll be pretty good for you.
Yeah, but it's still, it beats eating dirt. Nothing.
Yes.
But it was funny. I used to laugh at that. I was like, $16, really? And I actually did ask the lady on the phone. She was like, she said, this is only supposed to supplement you. I said, well, ma'am, then explain to me why I guarantee you that there are people out there who've got multiple children, who are living in single family homes, et cetera, who are making way more than I am, and they have jobs. I said, do you realize I'm not making anything?
Yeah.
No money.
She's like, I'm sorry, we can't give you anything because you don't qualify for certain criteria.
And I almost did bad things and accused her of racism, but I didn't.
Rocky's like, you don't use the whole seasoning pack, you fool! No. See, what you do is you take a seasoning pack and you fill a gallon of water in a pot, and that's it. You use that same seasoning pack for like 50 broths.
Yeah, exactly. You pull the noodles out and you leave it already cooked in the water.
And then you just dice up your veggies in there, and every time that you want new noodles, you just throw new noodles, and you keep the seasoning pack to the side, just in case you need extra flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good.
And then you go to, bread baskets or, church functions or whatever where you can get food, and
Yeah, and then you get what you can. And I mean, that's our church does it. We have a bunch of church organizations around here that do it too. So, coming back in like 5, 4. Dang it, you guys. Stop posting food pictures and food porn on the Mojo 50 site. That's not cool. Look, I'm allergic to shellfish, but still, looking at a lobster roll is delicious. Oh, my God. What a food. I'm so hungry right now, guys. You just don't understand. That's why this devolved into food talk. And it's the thing, but...
Spoonie part 2, I'm telling you.
Spoonie part 7, that's what it is.
Spoonie 2-po.
Oh, yeah. DM says, wait a minute. If you're wiping with your bed sheets, you're doing it wrong. I said, are you though? He said, compared to the 150 grit DuPont that they serve at a day job, corn cobs would be better.
This goes back to, if you missed it, this goes back to our our thread count conversation. Just saying.
No, we don't do this. We all you do is you just read the tweets. You just read.
Read the tweets and let it hang. That's
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
By the way, good job letting it hang. That's nice.
Hang.
Says
he
also said because I asked him, so you don't sleep in the nude then? And he says, I don't share that stuff online. Wouldn't I be accused of oversharing?
No, that's what.
To which JR15 says, surely not.
Sure, no.
Surely not.
I love Jay. He's awesome. Yo, for those of you that are tuning in right now, no.
This isn't Brandon
Morse. This
we
is
are
not the Morse code.
I am not the brown guy. He is not the Morris.
Yeah, I don't have, just because I have the beard, it's no, it's not it.
Rocky.
That's why they picked us, so that way you could look from distance and be like, I can kind of see.
That kind of looks like them. They sound weird, though. Rocky over on the Facebook says, Spoonie the Ocho.
There you go.
Welcome to the Ocho. Yes. If you don't get that reference, that is Dodgeball and ESPN the Ocho. Great reference for a movies to start the day. You get the slow clap.
Yay.
Yay.
Slow clap.
And by the way, since we're talking about food, you guys should check out therichsolution.com.
Why should you do that?
Well, you might be able to get some help for things like diet, your mental attitude, exercise, sleep, stress, environmental toxins, community, and emotional health. Those are the 8 obstacles that everyone needs to conquer for your optimum health, and you can find them and research about them at therichsolution.com, as well as wonderful nutritional supplements and dietary needs. They also have the Doc Thompson Health Challenge, Dylan.
They do. funny. It sounds like something I would do, because I would say that
That might be something you
named
would
off
want to
the
do.
8 obstacles. I currently have 1.
Yeah, which means the one that you're trying to overcome there.
No, the food. I have food.
You do have
like
food.
So
Oh,
that's
so diet is a diet.
that's
is not
my
a problem.
obstacle to get that I need to conquer in order to get to optimal health is food.
Yes, and so the challenge began March 4th, and so we're almost a month into it now, but you can check them out. It's the Doc Thompson Health Challenge. It was there and set up by Brad Staggs. He thought it was something that Doc Thompson would be proud of, and it's something that he was trying to use to get the Mojo community together for a common cause, not only to heal, but to survive and to thrive. Once again, go to richsolution.com, figure out everything that they have going on there, therichsolution.com.
Oh my goodness.
Do you want to do the last thing with the Democrat thing, or do you want to do the Parkland thing?
Let's do Parkland.
Okay, let's do Parkland. We'll save that. Maybe we'll put that in for tonight's show.
Yeah, we might do. Yeah,
kinda
we'll
roll
probably
that
push
through.
that one for tonight. Yeah,
So
I'll give y'all something to listen to later.
Before we get to Parkland, I want to let you know, DMXDM says the best is when you just leave the tweets hanging out there out of context.
Ding.
Exactly. You always leave them hanging. Always. DMXDM says, coming up this Friday, the proper way to wipe with a corn cob. Live demo. Amazing stuff. All right.
I don't know who's live demoing that.
DMXDM. He's gonna. It's his
Is
new
he gonna
line.
do it? Okay.
It's his new line. He already has. He does not do the cat poop coffee. But speaking of coffee, what are you drinking today?
I am drinking the Hamilton Burr Blueberry Donut.
Blueberry donut. See, I've got the
So
Doc Thompson
good.
Bacon Blast, and it's also like 5 hours old now.
Oh,
But it
so
doesn't
it's
matter. It doesn't
whole
matter.
bacon.
It is so good. It is so
whole
good.
bacon.
Apparently, the Mojo 50 HR department forgot their Riduzone today. The entire department forgot their Riduzone.
Oh, darn.
It's a bad idea. You shouldn't have done that. You should always have your Riduzone, because if you don't, it's bad times for you.
Oh, over on the Twitters real fast. B from the SAV at DOA show. Steven says, don't send food pics. Avalanche of food pics in 3, 2,
and then he sends a
1.
GIF. Oh, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Oh, that's really good rib.
That is really good.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. What is that a rib of? What is that? That looks like a
Doesn't matter.
T-Rex. That looks
It's
like the
dead,
side of a
it's
T-Rex.
cooked,
What
and
is that
looks
rib?
delicious.
It is so huge.
Look at the juices. It is amazing.
So good. Anyway. All right.
Moving on.
So Parkland. Oh.
Yeah, so this is something Steven found and threw out this morning, and very first thing.
And I almost threw up too.
Yeah, we were talking about this actually to throw out for the show tonight. And we still might do it this evening as well, but
yeah, a little bit maybe.
A second Parkland shooting survivor has committed suicide in the span of about a week.
Yeah, we didn't talk about the first one because it might have just been a fluke, it might have been a thing, whatever. But this time, not only was it a suicide, but it was the guy who started an anti-suicide foundation.
Yeah.
After the Parkland shooting, the kid that started an anti-suicide community and group committed suicide.
Yeah. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense at all. Something, and this might be just a giant nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, just pure coincidence. I've never dealt with a school shooting, so I have no idea. But they do rank it up there. It is said to be as equally traumatic in some cases as, cats are out in a battlefield, in a firefight, in a war. And I can see where there might be some issues. There might be something in there that would cause somebody to eventually crack and break and God forbid go to that extreme.
Yes.
But the fact that, like you said, it's a little weird. And I'm not saying somebody went and offed him. That didn't happen. But it's a little suspicious to me that the guy who started an anti-suicide group for just this entire situation breaks down and goes off. And especially in a space and in a story and in an area this sensitive.
Yeah.
That I believe, and that, I'm sure many other people believe as well, has been kind of a point where they've been trying to be the catalyst to get rid of guns, to basically be New Zealand.
Yeah.
They're trying to make this our New Zealand. It's always been that way, and it's
yes. And to point that out very specifically, you have people like David Hogg taking advantage of it, immediately coming out and tweeting. He tweeted, Parkland survivor, gun control activist David Hogg says this: "How many more kids have to be taken from us as a result of suicide for the government school districts to do anything?"
Okay. I get where he's going with it, but just what the suicide is not the same thing as your school shooting.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Okay? I hate to tell you this, and not for nothing, and I haven't read all of this, so I'm not 100% sure. I don't think they went into detail, but it doesn't say how the kid killed himself. All it says is he committed suicide.
Yeah.
You know, the most common one aside from gun is hanging.
Yeah. Cutting your wrists would take too long, and most people don't know how to do it. Usually, it's a sign of wanting somebody to notice you, because you do it wrong.
Everybody always
and nobody needs to talk about how to do it right, so we're not going to. But you have these situations, and it says he added, "Rest in peace, 17+2."
It's not +2, you putz.
Referring to the respective tallies of those lost by the gunman. And the 2 suicides over the past week, adding heart and crying face emojis. I don't care about your damn heart and crying face emojis.
Yeah, it doesn't do
and
anything for me.
It's not 17 plus 2.
The +2 doesn't count, because if you're going to go that route, then I would like to know, and this might sound harsh, but I want to know then, from the beginning of the year, of when the school shooting happened, from the beginning of the year until the school shooting happened, how many suicides were there? Because I guarantee you then we could add that to it, and that number would go up as well. This is you're using the deaths of people that you lived with.
Yeah.
8+ hours a day, you spent time, you lived life with these other people,
yeah,
and you're using their death as a springboard.
Yes, to further your career.
Your BS agenda.
Yes, and your career, and to get into Harvard, and to do everything else.
Because he doesn't have the grades to get in there his damn self.
Exactly.
Dear Jesus, help me.
Chevron Jones, a Democrat member of the State House of Representatives, said he would get the ball rolling, saying,
"Dang,
yeah, thank you," saying, quote, "I will be the first person to co-sponsor something to deal with mental health in our schools and our communities," he tweeted.
Okay,
"This issue cannot wait. Let's act while we are in session. We can do this, Florida."
Tio, real quick, how can you be the first person to co-sponsor something?
Well, he's saying that he was willing to co-sponsor
it, and then that you're sponsoring it, and you're looking for co-sponsors.
Right.
You ignorant putz. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine, and I was finished. It's all good. That's fine.
Like, damn it, this is English, people. How did you get these jobs?
Easy. They were elected, and they're Democrats. They're Democrats, and they were elected. But
again, what does these kids, people? Okay, again, people have been killing themselves forever, and in the state of Florida, and in the area of Parkland for many, many moons before the school shooting. And I hate to tell you this, because be doing it many, many moons after. It has nothing to do. One does not have to do with the other.
Right. And B from the SAV says, strange facts. Committing suicide at a school with a gun is considered a school shooting.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
It is. It is. Fancy you should mention that. That's
funny.
That's the point is sometimes the facts work with a certain narrative, and sometimes they don't. And that, for me, and I'm sure everyone else feels the same way, but I'm probably preaching to the choir here, but that's the part that's most frustrating.
Yes.
Exactly. Is we can't go, okay, here's the standard, here's the way we do it, and stick to it and let the chips fall where they may. No. We have to Danny Gans things. We have to twist it and manipulate it and push it and press it and squeeze it and make it work to fit what we want when we want. And then when it doesn't fit our narrative and it doesn't work for us, then we go, oh, well, that doesn't count.
That's not right. That's not how it works. Madam Sue Jackhole over on the MeWe says, at Dylan Lyles, My theory is these kids have not seen guns go away within a year and feel like failures. Maybe they do. Maybe this is an entire thing of they've been trying to force this issue and force this issue and force this issue, so they decided to take their lives and maybe force it more. Maybe it might just be a bout of massive depression. Maybe he has survivor's guilt. Maybe he couldn't get over the fact. Maybe he didn't feel like he could help enough people afterwards. You know, I'm not going to put words into his mind or mouth or anything like that, or his actions overall.
Yeah.
But I have a problem with, one, he was the founder of a suicide prevention foundation.
Yep.
He committed suicide, and the first thing that happens after he commits suicide is his schoolmate goes out and calls for more legislation for his schooling that he doesn't even go to anymore.
Yeah. Because this is the same thing. Let's say the kid died in a car accident.
Right.
Would he be pushing for it too? Oh my God, there's 2 people from our school during this shooting has died in a car accident. We need anti-guns.
Right.
How somebody could be, and I know there are people out there, but how you? I
didn't know this. I didn't know this. I didn't know this.
You didn't know what?
John over on the Twitter says, remember, David Hogg was skipping school when the shooting happened.
That's right. He wasn't even there.
I don't remember that.
I do. As you mentioned it, I do absolutely remember that being the issue, because that was one of the biggest things that everybody pushed was like, how is it that this guy is literally the front runner and the voice for all of these victims when he wasn't even in the building and on premises in the first place?
Right. But I thought, wasn't he like trying to get his become a broadcaster sort of thing and whatever, going on, and he was trying to
he wasn't even there, and then he heard about it and he ran, and he's like, I survived. No one shot at you. You weren't hit. You're not a survivor. You're a manipulator. You're a bomb thrower, and you are a selfish little prick.
Yes. Bomb thrower, selfish little prick, using a tragedy to push yourself.
And your BS agenda because you feel that you have some kind of a higher authority over everyone else. You maintain this higher moral authority than everyone else for some weird reason.
Yep.
And yet you can't even get yourself into Harvard or any other regular school on your own merits, but you're better than other people. Okay.
Exactly. And if you hate this crap as much as we hate this crap, maybe you should go check out Patriot Mobile. See, they're America's only conservative cell phone company, Dylan.
They are?
Yes. They're the only
Thank God there's
conservative cell phone company. There's at least one out there, and they do the exact opposite of these idiots pushing for legislation and stuff like that. If you are fed up with discussing policies such as these, maybe you should join the thousands of Americans using Patriot Mobile and get reliable nationwide coverage and watch your hard-earned dollars fight for the First and Second Amendment, your right to bear arms, your border security, and your sanctity of life. See, it's veteran-led Patriot Mobile. They donate portions of every bill to conservative causes, to things like the Heritage Foundation, the NRA, the Susan B. Anthony List, and so much more. It can't be easier to switch with their unlimited talk and text plans starting as low as $20 a month. If you need more motivation, just mention the promo code DOC when you call them at 1-800-A-PATRIOT. That's DOC when you call them at 1-800-A-PATRIOT, or go visit them online at patriotmobile.com/DOC, and you can get up to 2 activation fees waived on the spot. Look, enough is enough, guys. Join the fight today. 1-800-A-PATRIOT, promo code DOC, or patriotmobile.com/DOC.
Yep.
But to get away from getting away from this very hot and heavy topic.
Yeah, because I could go on this for hours.
Yes, and we're not going to, because we'd rather lighten up the mood a bit.
Just a teensy-weensy little bit. So criminal gangs are using stuffed dead rodents to smuggle drugs into a prison.
Sorry, what?
Yeah. Prison rats aren't just about informing on cellmates anymore, as criminals in England have come to find out.
Really?
Dead rats are being stuffed with just all kinds of little things. Cell phones and drugs, and then thrown over the fences into the jail walls.
So wait. Are you saying that the guards don't see rats being thrown over the walls?
Apparently not. Apparently not. The Ministry of Justice said 3 dead rats were found thrown over the fence in early March.
Okay.
At a HMP Guys Marsh in Dorset, because we know what that means. 130 miles southwest of London. The prison
so this
guards
is in the
noticed,
UK.
Yes, the prison guards noticed that the rats' stomachs had been stitched up, prompting them to cut the rodents open.
So wait, somebody went to science class and learned how to cut something open and stitch it back up?
Yeah, and on this article they actually show like that it's opened up, and it looked so like you remember as a kid when you would dissect the frog in biology.
Yeah.
Open it up. That's exactly what this picture looks like, but instead of like the organs and the lungs,
instead of an organs, they have it filled with drugs.
Even the skeleton, like the midsection of the skeleton is gone. Like inside
wow.
it, it's nothing but drugs and bags.
They took out the ribs and everything. Look at that.
Yeah. That's. You still hungry now? Okay.
Wait. So here's the thing, right? You're saying this, and they're doing this with drugs. There was a time where people used to use rats and rodents to smuggle small bombs.
Yeah.
They would make them explosive, and they would throw them in like coal piles and things like that. So they would cause us a distraction because the moment they'd explode, everybody would freak out and run away.
Yeah, because I mean, a little animal like that suddenly bursting into flames,
or exploding.
And exploding like that, you would kind of go,
inside the fire.
Second coming of Jesus. No.
But like, oh my gosh,
the world is ending. But yeah, and they would do everything from there's drugs, there's cell phones, which that's a big damn rat. If you got
cell phones.
Cell phones.
They
yes,
must be
sir.
New York rats. What the heck?
That's what I'm saying. Those are just small kittens.
Oh, dude, they got the brick cell phones, the old Nokias.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. This is not like the little slim things that.
These are the things that'll never die. You could throw it in the water, crush it with a hammer, and then stuff it in the rat.
Doing that.
And it's fine. It's fine.
And they just pick it up and yeah, it's.
Somebody call me. I gotta check this out. Yes.
But again, I go back to what you're saying though. Like, how is it that you didn't notice that? Like somebody's just kind of walking by, because I know around here, most of the prisons around here are kind of away from people, and the ones that aren't have these things called fences, and on these at every so many spaces along this said fence are these things called guard towers.
Really?
That sit way up top where there's usually a guy or a girl
I had no
with a
idea.
high-powered rifle. Yeah,
really?
And they sit up there and they
sure?
watch. And anytime anybody goes near the fence without any kind of prior authorization,
they point to that person.
They are confronted and ultimately shot.
Okay.
So
how did they get this through?
That's an arm right there, bro. Like there's an arm. If you can throw from that kind of a distance to be out of range of said rifle and yet could lob these things over a fence without someone going, "Pardon me, sir, but what were you doing near the fence?"
I know how they did it.
How they do that?
I know how they did it. Slingshot.
No.
Short cannon. Short
hold
cannon.
on. Stop. Where is this at?
London.
In England, right?
Yeah. In England.
Please tell me you know what movie I'm about to go with.
Yes.
Could be carried by a swallow.
Are you talking about an English or an African swallow?
The African swallow's non-migratory.
I see. What the hell?
It had to have been swallows. That's what it was. The swallow brought it. Come, Patsy. I love that movie. It's the greatest movie ever. I don't care what anybody says.
So good.
Hashtag change my mind.
It is a good movie.
So we're done with that. Dead rats. It's no bias.
Let's Be Frank in PA says should have used possums. They have a pouch.
Well, again, here's my other thought: is like, who's
wait. At Techroo, are you sure they have a pouch?
Ooh, good question.
At Techroo.
See, okay, here's my thing. Going back,
calling you out, buddy.
We're gonna move on real quick, but I just want to throw it out there. So here's my other question.
Sure.
So the guards seen these rats laying there and noticed they were stitched up.
Yeah.
Who the hell's walking by and going, "Oh, look, a dead rat"?
Well, they have to inspect the lands, all the time.
Yeah, but it just something just doesn't. It doesn't. Something's not adding up, and I can't quite put my finger on it. But
It's just it's right there on the tip of your tongue, isn't it?
It is. It's something is something as we like to say, something is afoot at the Circle K, and I'm not clear as to what it is yet. So anyway,
see, Saddle F and Tramp says, "Don't be ridiculous. They used a T-shirt cannon to launch the rats."
You want a T-shirt?
You got a T-shirt, yeah. That's what it is. That's just how they do it. That's what it's going to be. I think that's it.
I'm sticking with the African swallow theory.
African swallows, yes, migratory. They're migratory patterns.
They're non-migratory, but I still say they did it.
But during this time of year, they are swarming across the UK. It is amazing how
in droves.
So many of them
blotting out the sun.
Yes.
Anyway, staying
then I shall
in
dance in the shade.
Staying in the UK. Article from BBC.
Sorry. Wait. No. Stop.
Oh.
At Tech Roo says, "Stop it." You're welcome, Tech.
You're welcome.
Love you, buddy.
So, real fast, in case y'all were not aware of this is new, hot off the presses.
Yep.
New research is out. Crippling debt is linked to depression.
And before we go to that, you should go check out cat coolers.
Because that doesn't cause depression.
That doesn't cause depression. Actually, catcoolers.com. If you mention the promo code Brandon, you can get 10% off discount on all of your cat cooler needs. Not only are they rugged, made in the U.S., and fully customizable, but they also keep your ice cold for 7 days, and they come in 5 different colors. Count them, 5 colors. They come in white, black, yellow, and camouflage.
You said 2 blacks there.
Oh, that's right. See, one black actually has a blue stripe to tell you when it's cold. And did I say customizable? Because they are.
You did.
That means that you can actually put anything on there you want. If you would like to have the Defenders logo, or maybe you want to have a giant picture of Brandon Morris, or maybe just his beard, or maybe just a flannel shirt, or you'd like to have the Mojo 50 logo on there, you can go and take those images and put them on the cat coolers for all of your wonderful needs. Once again, that's catcoolers.com. Use the promo code Brandon for 10% off. Back to crippling debt.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm laughing. Mojo 50's HR department, the rat was running his mouth. Snitches get stitches.
Snitches get stitches. Good job.
Yes. That got a
Good
retweet
job.
for sure.
Slow clap. Nicely done.
So good. I love it. Anyway, again, hot off the presses. In case you folks were not aware, crippling debt is linked to depression.
Right. Wait,
So
what?
who'd have thunk
Wait,
that
do you mean if you have a lot of money owed to a bunch of people and you're constantly stressed out about it, you may go to depression?
Yeah, it's weird how that works out.
No.
A link is the link was even stronger with certain conditions such as bipolar disorder and depression, the Money and Mental Health Policy Institute has said.
No. Say it isn't so, Johnny.
It's not so, Johnny, but it is so, actually.
Thank you.
It is said with the obsessive compulsive disorder, also known as OCD, we're 6 times more likely to have serious money troubles.
Really?
Yeah, weird.
So
Again,
you're saying that somebody that is obsessive compulsive about everything has problems with money?
I know. I don't know how that would be. I mean, it's only the very same people who, in some cases in extreme situations have to, maybe flick a light off and on 13 times before they can leave a room.
Yeah,
it would not be a shock to I don't understand how those very same people would probably not have tendencies that carried over into their financial world.
I don't know.
Like maybe they have to buy 8 packs of gum instead of 1 pack because they just have to have it.
Or maybe you're like Ron and you have to go to the bathroom every 10 minutes. On point. On point.
Well, but his is from coffee and
no, I think that's OCD. I think he's just scared that he's gonna poop his pants and he doesn't want to do that. What's that guy's name? What was that guy's name? That guy? Yes, I pooped my pants.
Oh, Al Roker.
Al Roker. Yeah, he doesn't want to do an Al Roker, so he's just decided that every 10 minutes, he has to go to the bathroom no matter what. It's just going to be the thing. He's
been eating the bran.
All right, guys. That sound right there means that there is a whole new show coming up after that. That's Matlock. Matlock is after us. You can get the Conservative Cartel there. You can talk more about Ron's pooping over there. Check them out. Yes. We have many more shows coming up after this as well. Thank you for joining us on Brandon Morris's The Morse Code. You can find Defenders 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central.
And we
every
expect
day
to see all of you there.
On the weekend. We expect everybody to be there, including you, Tech Roo. I'm calling you out. Matlock is next. He'll be screaming in your ear. Just check him out. I haven't took him down at the knees yet.
That's
Anyway.
coming soon.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Goodbye. See you tonight.
Good day.